We have just awoken on Saturday morning here, ready for our huge walk up at the Zigzag Railway. We're actually going to do a train line walk from Clarence station all the way to Bottom Points, and it is teeming, well not teeming down, but it's been raining steadily all morning. So it looks like we're going to get wet. So right on the edge of the Nepean River here, and there's some sort of boat race going on in the river. I think we're going to have to head up to Clarence, up near Lithgow there, and suss out and see what the weather's like, because it's a hell of a long walk, and if a heavy shower does come along, we are going to be wet all day long. At least the cars are clean. Oh, rowboats. They're rowing on the Nepean River. Okay, we are up here at Clarence with the Zigzag Railway, and from 2 weeks ago it looks like they still haven't done much work, but they have fenced it off a little bit more than what was around back then when I came up here with Andrew. Now the plan today is to walk the train line from Clarence station all the way down to Bottom Points. Now it normally takes 45 minutes with the zigzag train. How long it's going to take us walking, I have no idea. It could be a couple of hours. So we'll be going through quite a lot of tunnels, some very impressive viaducts, and then on the way back we're going to come through the dedicated track that comes through the back of the Clarence station here. So we are going in blind. We don't know what sits in front, whether or not there's going to be injured or deceased animals, what we're going to find in these tunnels, burnt out train carriages. We have no idea. This wasn't here last time. A Schulte cat. There's been no repair work on the station. See how they saved the station, Jules, but look up behind. Everything's on. The reason why they don't want you going back up there is the falling trees. Have you saved one for me? It's overcast. There's drizzle. I dare say we're going to find ourselves very wet by the end of it, and it's a brisk 15 degrees. Well, as long as you've got your jacket, I don't feel the weather as much, especially if I'm walking. If I'm standing still, different story. We've got the DT70 today, which is a 16,000 Immelent 600 throw flashlight, so it should light up these tunnels perfectly. I can't see there being a more powerful flashlight through these tunnels in the past, so it'll be the first time it gets lit up so bright. And nothing seems to have been fixed, or no work seems to have progressed since we've last been here 2 weeks ago, Jules, so everything has remained the same. Alright, let's go. Through the gate. What's the time? What's the time? 9:16. Okay, we're going to see how long it takes us to get to Bottom Point station. It normally takes 45 minutes with the train. Let's see how long it takes walking the tracks by foot. Coming up to the first tunnel here, and we can see some green shoots starting on some of these trees that have been burnt in the fire. It roared through here, absolutely roared. Now this kangaroo that's passed away up here, deceased, I was wondering why we just dropped dead where it was. You know what I'm thinking, Jules? It was racing through the bush up here on either side of the two cliff faces here. Maybe it didn't see the drop. Maybe it's just dropped from the top and just landed where it fell, and that's it. Because he had shelter in that tunnel. If he was running away from the fire, say if he was running up.
They don't know that.
Ah, I don't know. If he was,
It's a man-made tunnel.
if he was skipping up the way we're walking at the moment, then he could have seen the tunnel. Well, then again, with the smoke and that, maybe not.
We're going to see lots of animals.
We might. So if you don't like the look of...
Okay, if a train comes, can we survive by moving to the side in this tunnel?
what we'll do, we're going to lay flat on these...
I need a solution, yes.
We're going to lay flat on the...
No friggin' way am I laying under a train.
Honestly.
I have to have a solution before we go in this tunnel.
Yeah, we got space either side.
So if we push up against the side,
We'll be okay. Trust me, I'm a professional.
you're a professional that hasn't got caught yet.
Something's been eating it. It's deteriorated. Can you see it? Like where it tails up here.
Yeah.
You got the two legs down here, and there's the head over here.
Running into this tunnel.
It looks like it was running towards it, unless it's just fallen from up here. If it's fallen from up here, and just drop straight on down. Okay, let's light her up. See what it's like. So we're in the first... Oh, smell it in here.
The right hand side, right?
Yep, close to the
If
wall.
we just push up against the wall, it should be right.
We've got the DT70 in the nearest tunnel to Clarence station. There you go, Jules. We've got little manholes here. So I'm sure we'll have little manholes.
Spiders.
Spiders. Looks like an old bottle down there as well.
So the fire didn't come in here?
No, there's nothing to burn here. Look how beautiful it looks outside with the mist. Alright, we'll keep on walking, and once we exit we'll see what we come to. Bye, Jill.
Not everybody has to fit into your schedule.
First tunnel nearly completed. We are now exiting the tunnel closest to Clarence station. And believe it or not, we are now going to hug the Bells line of road. Notice how the shrubs and that are coming up above the rail line. No trains come past here for a long time. Look how tall the weeds are in that here. Warning! There was a sign here that's been burnt, so the fire came through this side as well. Don't know what that says. We have taken a few pictures here 2 or 3 years ago with the guys, so maybe that sign will show up. Graffiti artists, they're everywhere. I don't know who would see their work here. They're not showcasing their work to many people here. Now this is as far as I came 3 years ago, so from here on in I'm going blind. I don't know what we're going to entail, whether or not we're going to find old carriages on the line. I do know viaducts are coming up soon. There's maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 viaducts and a couple of more tunnels. Let's go, Jules, we're burning daylight. Okay, we're just here on the side of the Line Road, and we've come out of the train tunnel, actually walking on the train lines, and there's a security camera here. Whether or not it's active, and it does go back to base, but I want you to hear what this says. So if anyone's going to walk this walk, watch what happens. As soon as I get close to this camera, it's going to tell me off. Spectre. It's not picking up this time. The problem, matey, with that is those barking dogs sound exactly the same that they did a minute ago.
Warning. Live images of you are being viewed by our security centre. A patrol has been dispatched. Leave the premises immediately.
Mickey McClintock's on his way! Okay, so if you do tend to want to do this walk up here, look out for the cameras, although it did sound like it was a automated recording. I thought I'd just go back and get that on film, because I've never come across that any time before. Jules is waiting just down the road from me there. I think this pretty much debunks the myth about if there's any trains running from Bottom Point up to Clarence station. I can't see them going over these train lines here, so we're pretty confident now that no trains are actually running. But look on the other side here, how much it's burnt through. That's incredible. See, it's either a road over there or that's where we have to go, Jules, with the train. See, on the other side of the ridge there. Still on the side of the Line Road, you can just catch a sign up the top there saying Carrion 62, not Carrion, Carriagong, sorry, Carriagong 62. And we've just come through the cutting, and the fire has roared through here, absolutely roared on either side. Haven't seen any animals. We've got a stormwater drain to the left here. As far as the eye can see, it's just completely burnt. Okay, the stormwater drain must go right below me, and there's nothing in the creek here. Completely empty. The next thing hopefully we come up on would be the viaducts. I've seen some pictures of those and they look pretty spectacular. Just in the distance there I can see a platform to an old station. Now looking at the map last night, there was along this track line a station called, what was it, Mount Sinai? Sinew or Mount Sinai? Mount Sinew, I'm not quite sure. And after it, it said ruin. So it probably was a station a long time ago where people got off, because the Bells Line of Road is just to the left of me here. But it's not an active platform where the zigzag pulls in, I don't think. I don't remember it anyway. When I did this back in the late 90s, I remember the train stopping up at top points, and it gave you a history lesson of a big locomotive just jumping, nearly falling off the edge of the cliff there. It was bursting through something. So, is there any signs to it? Yeah, there's a road going down it, so that it would have been an active station once upon a time, as the Bells Line of Road is here, but nothing now. We'll have to look up to see when the last time this station was used. We've just come from a place where there was fire devastation. On either side there was no greenery yet. We're coming through this cutting here, and there's plenty of trees. The fire didn't come through here. So if there is any animals that have survived, there is something to eat through this cutting along the train track. So it didn't devastate all of it. But either side on the top here, fire has roared through along here and along the top. But down through here, nothing's been burnt at all. What's around that corner there? Can you see any viaduct yet or not? Luna Park. Luna Park, Lithgow, yeah? I don't think it's going to come out on the camera, but the absolute devastation from the fire down this gully and up that ridge. If you were standing here and the fire was coming down there, it would absolutely look spectacular. I don't think it's going to come out on the video camera or pictures like it is standing right here. It's incredible. And just along the train line here, the railway line, is an old carriage. Well, it's not a carriage, but something to do with the trains, like a trailer train. Has it been burnt? Okay, it has. So this was destroyed in the fire. So this is the first time along the tracks we've come across destruction. I do think the volunteers have this on.
Wow.
What?
This is like unbelievably burnt.
Yeah, I can see the tracks underneath it bent.
None of the tracks are bad.
I think there's actually a video on YouTube where a couple are walking into this carriage. So they actually did this walk a while ago, and they come across this, and you can actually walk in this carriage. So they've got now video of something that will forever be on YouTube and people can look back upon. This will just have to, I don't know if they're going to repair this, I doubt it. Look how hot it got underneath with the rail line. It's just bent either way. When I go home, I'll have a look at that, see if I can find that video. I'm pretty sure this was the train carriage. So it probably is the train carriage. That those two. Look at the motor. Did you take a picture of the motor, Jules?
Yeah.
Looks like something out of an old Holden. Now there's nothing that anyone could have done with this carriage here. Where would you put it? Even if you knew the fires were coming a day out, the tunnel back that way is a fair distance. I don't know if we're going to come across a tunnel down here. There's nothing you could really do, and you couldn't get fire brigade down here. So this was just at the mercy of the bushfires. Julie, wait for me. So we've just passed the carriage here that was destroyed in the bushfires. Just a little bit further along, on a separate rail line, we've got another one that's been destroyed. Bless you. Is that burnt to a crisp as well? There would have been a firestorm through here. There's no way these would have been saved. Well, where would you put them? There's no tunnel on either end, and you can't get fire brigade down here. Maybe these are the ones that that couple was walking through. I know that there are videos on the tube where these ones are still sitting here and people have walked through them. What a shame we didn't do this a couple of years ago. That we could have captured this on camera and video. We're just capturing the aftermath, which is sad. What a shame. Who knows how old these would have been. Jeez, there's 3 of them, 4 of them. Are they just carriages? Is there a loco there or not? No, just carriages left here on the side track. Once again, the rail line underneath is just bent and twisted. Yes, that's right. There is no track left underneath this one. These have been here a long time. A long time.
More rust than fire here.
Yeah, there's a healthy patina on them. Hang on, Jules. What? What can you see? That's it. That could be Bottom Point Station. That's where we need to go to.
What?
Yeah, but the thing is, we need to walk all the way up to Top Points and then work our way down to Bottom Points. But if we needed to get down there quick, there it is, it's just there. Oh no, that's the rail yard. That's where they wouldn't let me in back in the late 90s because I didn't have shoes on. I had bare feet. So that's where they keep it. That's where all the trains that did survive were in there. They saved that actually.
Oh really?
Yeah. There we go, got some more stuff here that's been burnt. We've got a loader, a digger. And some barrels. This was like a little depot up here. Yeah, all destroyed. That's not going anywhere fast. What a shame. I wonder how you get this out of here now. This is a fair way down the track. You'd have to pull up once they fix the rail line.
Will they fix it?
Yeah. The government gave them some money. So they'll get it back on track. You read the signs back there. You remember the sign said we'll be back? And this is like a little... This wouldn't have been a picnic area. Maybe this was a station here. Or maybe it's just for the workers just to sit in, sheltered, eating their lunch.
What's that sign say? Made out of poop or something on the table.
Whereabouts?
On the table, looks like a word.
No. Can't see anything. There's a water tank behind it.
Is there a toilet there?
No.
Imagine if you're going to the toilet and that alarm.
Yeah, no. Well, I didn't spot it to begin with. It went off when we were first walking down. Then I decided to go back and capture it on video because it sounded so cool. It sounded like something out of like a futuristic movie, like In Time or The Running Man or something like that. You know, warning, warning, you are on camera. Leave the premises immediately. Like the air raid sirens from the war don't sound as dangerous as that. Hang on, Jules, come back. Still up here at where the fires caused the most devastation so far along this walk. And it looks like a toilet block down here. I don't know if it is. Maybe this road takes us all the way down to the sheds, but we're going to keep along the tracks. We're just going to see what this is. It does look like a toilet block. And a fence. Could be an awesome view down there, Jules. Let's go have a look at the view. Yeah, gent. So these were toilets. You said you needed to go to the toilet. I don't think the actual urinals would be working, but...
Can you imagine the toilet seat?
Could I what, sorry?
Can you imagine the toilet seat?
Let me just go see if there's any animals that are sheltered in here.
Yeah, I wonder if it would have been safe if you had it on there.
Not too sure. Can you pull this toilet? No, hang on. Let me get this one. No, you probably would have, yeah. Spray cans. There's not much left. There are toilets, but they're not in use. No water running to them. Well, this is the gents. You won't be going to the gents, young lady. Head around to the female. Still wee-wee in the bush. It needs your amazing powers to rejuvenate. Your wee powers. Ladies are what?
Oh, but it doesn't look like there's going to be anything left in there.
Someone's destroyed the ladies. Nothing left of the ladies' room.
Why would they do that?
That's strange. The ladies' one has men's urinals.
Huh?
These haven't been inactive for a long, long time. Royal Dalton Concord. Are you sure this says ladies out the front?
Must have been changed over sometime.
They're playing games with us. Where did it say ladies? No, these are just men's toilets. This doesn't say ladies on here.
Why would there be no ladies?
Because I'd say it'd be for the workers.
Well, why would it say gents?
I don't know. It doesn't say ladies, so
Very racialist, I think. I've got a problem with that.
sexist, racialist. Yeah, very sexist. Coming down here, have a look at the view. Oh, around the first one we went in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Come down here. Huh?
I was getting a bit upset about that.
Did you take a picture?
And be careful these trees because they are falling down.
Yeah, look. I think I'm old enough and ugly enough to know when a tree's going to fall down.
Look,
Honestly.
there has been many a person
In this day and age, everyone's a prima donna. Like I've got to 48, nearly 49, with not too much really happening where I've died.
People do die,
Yeah, that's...
sometimes you can't judge
You know what?
where it's going to fall.
There's always going to be stupid people in the world. And there's always going to be smart people or common sense people.
Sometimes it's freak, alright?
No. Freak is...
Most of them are freak.
Freak is...
Like, see where you're standing? What happens if that whole shelf
No.
falls under your
This
weight?
rock is very secure underneath me. Look at that. It's come down all the way up there. Something burnt down there.
One burnt
So
out,
this
not
road down here, you can get to this road at the bottom of Lithgow there. We were trying to find this with Andrew 2 or 3 weeks ago when we were here. So you got some trains down there, but this was the rail yard that they take you in. So Bottom Point Station must be just here, right on the end there. That's where we're going. So we could actually just walk down this escarpment here without falling and get to it. But I have noticed here in the distance there's another lookout over here, and there's more buildings up the top there. So Top Points is up there. We want to actually find the gouge marks on the rock for the locomotive that burst through the boundaries there back in, I don't know, late 1800s, early 1900s, and it was hanging off the cliff. There's a fantastic picture online. I'll have to find it. We actually took a picture of it and a little bit of a write-up, so once we get to it, I'll get Jules to actually read what it says. And back in the late 90s, when we did do the zigzag railway, the train actually stops there and the guide actually gets out and tells you what happened to that train. Very interesting. Alright Jules, let's get back up on top, because it's starting to really cloud over. We've been lucky with drizzle and it's not that cold, but it is so quiet because there's no leaves on the trees. You just don't hear anything apart from our footsteps. That's the only thing you hear. There's no animals rustling, there's no leaves rustling. The wind's picking up a little bit now. Jeez, I thought that was a snake. Just come up from the toilets there, back onto the tracks here, and I think there's a big water tank or something along this path. We wouldn't be able to get to this. Do you reckon there would have been a track here if the fire didn't roar on through? I think these would have been hidden in the bush. I don't know if you'd see these from the train. Where I was standing up atop of that picnic type table bench there, it was like a water tank filled with water, but it was all septic. Okay, so this supplies the toilets. Oh, there's the viaducts. Wow, look how beautiful they are. Okay, so this water tank here, you've got a pipe that runs along and goes all the way to the toilets. So that's what this water tank was being for. Dunnies. Survived, and the pipes look intact. Look how beautiful those viaducts look, Jules. Oh, look at that. Can you peer through the trees here to get a picture from here? If you can. We'll get one from here and then we'll get one as we're closer. Oh, that looks magnificent.
I don't know how to zoom out.
Yeah. Pull it towards you. Open the screen towards you.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Oh, you can see the houses at the bottom of Lithgow there. That's where you went to the Blue Mountain Spring, I think it was. Lithgow Springs. Okay, we're going to be walking along. Oh, there's another one here. Down the bottom here. See where my finger is? See, it just starts down here?
Yeah, it won't.
Alright, there's going to be 2 or 3 of them. Okay, let's do it. This is what we've been waiting for. The awesome viaducts. Back on the tracks, heading towards the viaducts. We're coming up to a platform here, and all I can think of, I don't remember it, but I'd say the train stops here. Once again, the volunteer gives you a guiding tour of how old these viaducts are, because there is some plaques up here giving you information about them. Now we're down to one track, Jules, so there's no two trains coming one way either way. It's the train going down and the train coming up. There's no station named on this. Okay, so you've got a plank. Let's jump up on this plank here, and then it gets you down. If I can get up here. It doesn't allow me to get up with all this gear. Alright. You gonna jump up here? Because it's got like a little gangway that we can have a look. I'm gonna hold your camera. Thank you. Do it, Jules. Use those arms. Well done, girlfriend. Looks safe enough to me. Look at that. And was it a good idea to get your binoculars out? This is the most picturesque part. Okay, so this is the we've got a guy on the tracks there. So that's the active train line. That's a zigzag, not the zigzag, that's a Lithgow train line down the bottom there. He's looking straight up at us. So these are the bottom viaducts, and this is the top one. So we work along the top all the way to top points, stops, we give you a guided tour on those markings on the rock, the engravings on the rock, and then it works its way back down again. And there's picnic tables down here. What a place. How quiet is it? Furnace, Fire and Forge Heritage Trail. This early photo, 1904, looking north west above top road, shows the three levels of the Great Zigzag with middle road and bottom road below. The bottom road is still used as the main western railway from Sydney. In 1910, the double-tracked bottom road was extended through 10 tunnels to make the Great Zigzag redundant. The description beside the image dates from a report written for the opening on the 18th of October 1869. If you look hard at the photo, it is possible to see Oakey Park Colliery in the right middle distance. Right middle distance. Up here. And I don't think that's there anymore. Look how they did everything. Horse and cart. Embello. The preservation of stonework on the Great Zigzag. Proudly, see, this is the government gave them money. Proudly funded by the New South Wales government in association with the Zigzag. Can you get underneath here? Can't really get. Oh, you can probably get underneath just here. Oh yeah, the stairs. You can get underneath.
This is just exactly the same as the others, isn't it?
And they got bench tables. Well, I never knew any of this was here. I can't remember this from the mid-90s when I did this. Look at that, beautiful. If it's raining, place to sleep, place to eat. Just be careful here, yeah? It's not a long drop down. See, again, if you didn't want to walk along the top to top points there, you could just cut down through here and head down. Although that's what probably what it does. The stairs probably take you down to the picnic tables. Be careful, there's Rio sticking out of the ground here. Very sharp everywhere.
What was on them, do you think?
Stairs. So they don't move. They've been burnt. The fire's come down through here. It's the sleepers, I mean, not stairs, the sleepers. Yeah, these take you all the way down to the picnic area. But we're going to go back up, so don't bother coming down any further. I want to see those markings, because that's the only thing I really remember. Maybe that's where it all comes to. Oh, there's that, if Andrew's watching this video, we actually went to the road when we did this 3 weeks ago, and we took a picture of whatever that little building is. Maybe that's part of the old colliery in the middle. We couldn't work it out what it was with Andrew. Maybe that's part of the colliery.
What's the colour?
I don't know what they were building there back in the day. Coke Works or whatever it was. So we actually drove our car, or drove Andrew's car, right to the bottom of there. So I know exactly where that is now. I know exactly where I am now. I think these, as impressive as the Stanwell Creek viaduct is, and I think it's more impressive because it's got the steel grate, the platform there where you can walk on it. These ones here, they really do look spectacular. Imagine building them back in the day with horse and cart, bringing all the stonemason work and... Oh God. Alright, let's go, Jules, otherwise a 3 or 4 hour trip is going to take 8 hours. Alright, time to walk along the viaduct. There was a sign in the bush here. You walk along and I'll catch up with you. Just going to see what this sign is all about. This would have been well hidden from the bush. I don't know why this sign is here. Or whatever it was, it's gone in the fire. And here's another view of the viaduct. Like that movie Stand By Me. This is where they're running across that big bridge with the train. They're saying, oh, the train's not going to come, the train's not going to come. You know what? Even if they were running, you'd be able to hear it and see it a mile away. It's not like it's going to creep up on you. Because the trains don't, from this point on, the trains don't run two ways, I don't think. You've got to wait for the train to pass before the other one comes down. Okay, so there's no more viaducts on this top rail line. The next time we come to the double is on the bottom one as we're heading down towards bottom points. So hopefully we should be getting close to top points now. Just past the viaduct, we've come up to a signal marker here, and there is a ladder going up to it, which means one of the volunteers back in the day would climb that and change that marker up and down, I'd say. It doesn't look like it's electric. So you want to hold that, Jules? I'm going to see how safe it is. Yeah, just hold on there. I'll climb up a little bit, but it doesn't look sturdy. the way up the top, and he changed that marker up and down. This wood looks like it's rotted.
Well, might be a good idea to get off it.
To get down. It's swaying in the wind. Can you catch it swaying?
What? I'm swaying.
You're swaying?
No, I can't because I can't see anything.
Tell you what, the 1G emission stack was a little bit more secure than this.
Can you come down now?
What?
Can you come down now?
You reckon I'd survive if this fell? Tell you what, doesn't look that hard from down the bottom. Very hard up here.
Can't see.
The ladder's good, but the slats up the top there are not the best. Well done. Okay. Reckon we'll be at top point soon? Off we go. Looks like we're coming up to some signal box, and kids have gone through this signal box. You can see graffiti all over it, so there must be a road, I'd say, going down to Lithgow. There's the houses just down here. So the kids come up through the bush track and have destroyed the signal box. But it is open. Well, the windows are smashed, so we will be able to get up into it. Top points, Jules. We have reached. Yeah, that's the one we stopped outside of. So once again, if Andrew is watching this video,
Wow.
we stopped outside of that house and we took a picture of that thing in the bush there.
They would have been in the fire.
Yeah, around the corner there is Blue Mountain Spring.
That would have been scary.
Yeah, they would have seen it all come down from the top here. Look at the idiots that have destroyed this signal box. Another thing that survived the fire, only to be destroyed by fools. That's a nice big platform up on that one, look at that. You got two people up on there. Oh, it's got all the levers up the top there. How very cool. Let's see what's in the bottom here. First, we'll get the DT70 on. Just don't touch any wires, yeah, Jules? So you had your shop mechanic who used to sit in here. I used to grease the lever nipples down the bottom here. See if you can get up in the top there. Head on out. Head on out. Oh, it's got stairs there, so maybe climb under here. So this is Top Point's, is it station? I think it is Top Point station now. Yeah, so people would have got out here and you got toilets, and the guy would have changed the tracks for you here. Oh, how cool is this?
Look out the window.
Yeah, when you're ready, dear. There's nothing much left here.
So can we change one of these?
Are they locked? I'm not quite sure. I'm sure kids have... Well, they've pushed this one. Try to push this one back down. Someone's pulled that up. Maybe that's the easiest one to push back down. No. And pop. There you go.
Now when a train comes, it's going to smash.
I'm sure they'll fix this up before any trains come up here. Surprised that the kids haven't broken the frickin' mirror. What a shame. There's been animals up here. Look at the pellets. Kangaroo or something. Wallaby. It doesn't say Top Points on here.
Away from the train station.
There's nails sticking out of here. Hang on. Let's just get in behind here. See what this is all about. Top Point's signal box. The photo shows the original signal box in this lonely place on about 1908 after the original wing was replaced. It is likely that the signallers lived in Oakey Park or in accommodation adjacent to Bottom Road. The current 28 lever signal box was installed in 1999 after the previous zigzag railway signal box was destroyed in the 1997 bushfire. It is built to a traditional New South Wales Government Railways design and contains a mechanism from the signal box from the Rock in southern New South Wales. The signal box, along with the signals, represent an example of the signalling technology and safe work practice during the first decade of the 20th century, when the Great Zigzag was still in operation. The signal box is necessary to switch trains from Top Road on the right to Middle Road on the left, and to enable locomotives to shunt around trains. The original Top Point's dead end road passes at the rear of the signal box. There's a road at the rear of the signal box. You must be near it. Can you see a road there? Okay, so that is part of the colliery down there. So that thing that remains in the bush is right there. So once again, Mr. Ranger Stacey, if you're watching this film, we now know what that little structure is. There it is down there in the distance. And the only way we would have found out is by actually doing this walk. From this lookout, it is possible to see the remains of the Oakey Park Colliery, which operated from 1888 to 1936. The colliery had two shafts, 300 feet 90 metres deep, and had extensive coke ovens for the production of coke for the Lithgow steelworks. The remains of these 50 plus coke ovens can be seen across the valley along with the collapsed head frame and the manager's house. Can you see the coke ovens? It says that you can see them across the valley.
You sure that's not it? That room there? That we've been looking at?
No, that's this room here. That's there, but you can. It says we can see 50. What did it say again? Hang on. 50 plus coke ovens can be seen across the valley, along with the collapsed head frame of the manager's house. Have a look. Go on the edge there and see if you can see it. At its peak, Oakey Park Colliery employed 100 contract miners, and as well as supplying coke to steelworks. The Colliery Power Station supplied electricity to Lithgow Council and Blaxland Shire from 1922 to 1932 after the Railways Department opened the powerhouse adjacent to the state mine. The building further to the right is the Lithgow Water Supply Treatment Plant. That's the shit pit that me and Andrew went down to as well, which is close to the site of the earliest part of Lithgow's water supply established in 1895. The track to the left of this signal box is the original Top Points dead end, which was replaced in 1908. The road bed is typical of the condition of the zigzag before the current tourist railway commenced operations in 1975. Note the sandstone ballast remains in some places and the drill marks on the side of the cutting. Can you see any coke ovens? They must be just behind along the, because I did mention to Andrew, I said there's something else down there. You can't really pick them up here, you'd have to go a little bit closer. Maybe they're charred because of the bushfire. Where did you see that dead end road? Oh, just here. So I came to an end there, so you keep on working, driving along there. It probably takes you down. Got like solar panels down the bottom there. Alright Jules, let's get to Top Points and start making our way down. Alright, for my friends that know me well, they know I like a bit of a climb, so I'm going to test this structure and see if it's sturdy enough to get up on top here. Two nice high signals, and see if this one's sturdy enough. And what does a ladder mean, Jules? A ladder normally means climb, yeah? Alright, hang on, I've got to put this in my mouth. Slowly, slowly. Because the rust is real.
I've got no vehicle to get you anywhere.
You couldn't piggyback me out?
No.
You sure? Alright, this is the final frontier. Once we head up the tracks here to Top Points, then we're heading down to the other viaducts. That ladder looks scary going down. Okay, let me correct myself. This is Top Point's signal box, and this must be Top Point Station. And it is. Look at the overhead bridge. This is very, very cool. Up the stairs, madam. No walking on the tracks.
Well, yeah, because we're not allowed on the track.
Look at those beautiful old lights. What does it say here? Please stand behind line, yellow line. The Top Point Station. So the fire came this far as well. Just caught that bench seat there and the one in the corner. You can see how long it's been since the zigzag's open. No one sat on these benches for a long, long time. What was that? You've never done the zigzag? I remember bits and pieces of it. Look at that lookout out there. How do we get up there? Oh yeah, there's the stairs. We have to jump. Oh, okay, we've got to cross the bridge. Oh, that's where that loco went off. Maybe that's it up there, Jules. Up the top there. You see, you got to cross the overhead bridge over here. Is this open or not? Maybe it's an old train track. Oh, okay, so this is just a waiting area. Or again, it survived the fire. Would this be like a little canteen or not? Yeah, they probably would have sold stuff here. Maybe little souvenirs. Yeah, tickets, little souvenirs, maybe drinks and that. Top Point Station. Open the door. Look at the kids. They're just damaged everything.
No, you have to open it.
They've damaged everything. Smashed everything. Idiots.
Have a look.
Yeah. Take a few pics. There it is. There's the loco. Hanging off the cliff. See it? That's what we're looking at last night in the book.
Did this get burnt?
Yeah. You get a real nice close-up picture of that. I think that's just a lookout up there, Jules.
Yeah, me too.
I think it says there's security cameras here. You see the sign? No. Down the bottom here. Security notice, surveillance cameras in use. I don't think there's any surveillance cameras at the moment. Okay, so we'll walk the tracks, walk to the end. We've got to find out where these gouge marks are. I don't know if they're up there or if they're down there. They're probably down the bottom here. And then we'll go across on the other side of the platform. And we'll go up on that little lookout and have a look now. You right to jump down here? Oh. You okay? What happened? Oh. Something was destroyed here in the fire. So Top Point Station's pretty large. I'd say bottom points would be just as big. We've got a train carriage. And this one survived. Does it come to an end here or what? Or does it go into a tunnel? Looks like it goes into a tunnel. No, it just comes to an end. Just come down from Top Point Station. Found a couple of train carriages here that have just been laying dormant, but the fire doesn't look like it's touched them. I'm onto my last memory card as well, so we're going to have to not video for as long. Wow. There's no floorboards in here, Jules, be careful. Danger, Will Robinson. Coming along? You going to come along or not?
Yeah, I just want you to move it.
Okay. Just watch where you're walking. Don't think that there's things underneath you, yeah? Andrew would love this. It's got gauges and everything. Westinghouse brake signal. She works. She's not ceased. The door's closed on this side. Let me get the front of this, see what it looks like. So this one is completely bent. It's amazing how it's just left here, quiet. No doubt would have been used if zigzag was still operational. Some sort of freight cargo train. This is probably what they're going to need, something like this, to pick up those burnt diggers that we came across way back. And this one maybe held some sort of liquid, maybe water. Alright, we've got to be really careful with how much film we have now, because I've only got about 20 minutes left and we still haven't reached bottom point. So come back from the two trains that were laying empty at the bottom of the Top Point station here. We've crossed on the other side of the platform, walked along here, and now I think it's going to take us up to where that loco was hanging off the edge. We're not quite sure. Make our way up here and see what we can find.